Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and I hope you're all doing well. This is the live preview of West Ham versus West Bromwich Albion in the Emirates FA Cup, third round on Saturday at 3 o'clock, if I remember correctly. And as you can see, I've got a guest here, Bill West. Bill is from Garage Football. Bill, how you doing, mate?
Hey JP, yeah, very well, thanks, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming on. It's been, I know we've been talking for a while to get each other on each other's channels, but it's been good to try and kick this one off. So, Bill, first and foremost, introduce yourself, how you got into West Ham, and also talk about your channel, Garage Football. The floor is yours, mate.
Well, no, thanks, mate. Yes, I've been a West Ham fan all my life. First game I went to was the famous Bradford City game in 2005 4-1. So that was my first ever game. Was seemed to get older the season afterwards. Harry Redknapp's last season, and then seemed to get older until 2008. So Alan Kirby's sort of first full season in charge, and then went to the odd game after that, and then been seeing to get older again since we moved to the London Stadium. So launched my YouTube channel, Garage Football, a couple of years ago. It's not a West Ham channel or anything like that, but it's a bit like Wall Street, really, where we all support different clubs. So I'm obviously West Ham. The guy I do it with, Ryan, he's an Arsenal fan, and then we've got Man United fans, Tottenham fans, Chelsea fans, a couple of Liverpool fans who are involved as well. So we do like matchday vlogs. I do West Ham vlogs, and then any other games we go to, like Colchester, Leighton Orient, for example, or Southend, post-match reviews and post-match reviews and reaction videos. And we did an interview at the start of the season with Dom Fifield, who's at the Athletic, like a lot of football journalists, but he was at the Guardian at the time. So got big plans for 2020. But obviously I'll represent West Ham in this video.
Good. No, it's good, mate. Well, guys, everybody that's watching, there's quite a few people saying hello, so we'll come around to those in a minute. But by all means, go check out Garage Football. The link is in the description below. Do subscribe to them. They're on 88 subscribers at the minute. Very, very good content. You guys will really, really enjoy it. So please do subscribe because Bill, I know Bill works very hard. It's always we're always doing at least 2 takes when I talk to you on the vlogs, don't I, mate? We never get one take done, unfortunately. But yeah, he works very hard, and those guys do as well. So, and then they're Essex bound as well. You're based in Basildon, if I remember correctly, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, so there's guys, check out the channel for a lot of people that you're going to be very local to as well. So guys, by all means, do check out the link in the description below to subscribe to Garage Football. Obviously, after we've done this, or you can go and subscribe and come back. It's entirely up to you. But we'd like to stick around for as long as possible. So just going to say a quick hello to everybody that's in the chat there. Leo Hopewell, hello mate, good to see you again. He was on last night. Neil from Down Under, evening all, South Australia. 6:32 a.m. on the Friday morning. I know the man's retired, but that's taking the mick, man. It's great. Neil's been a really good supporter of the channel over the last almost a year, in fact. Now 6 to 8 months now. He's been rummaging around. It's always good to hear from him. Leo Hope says, "How are you doing?" I'm doing well, mate. Leo, Bill, do you want to tell Leo how you doing?
Yeah. Hi, Leo. Yeah, very well, thanks. Hope you're doing well.
Good. Dark Gamer 12 back again. Glutton for Punishment. Go check his channel out as well, guys. He does obviously gaming. He's a big West Ham supporter as well. Jeff, a few conversations going on in the private chat there. Where are we? So Leo's now saying hello to you, Bill, too.
Hey, man.
Bruno123, who is a Brighton supporter, if I remember correctly, saying hi there and bye. He's back again. But yeah, it's all good. So right, okay. So obviously, first and foremost, we're going to talk about our opponents on Saturday, West Brom. What are your thoughts on West Brom, mate?
This is a really hard game, mate. I think they're doing obviously brilliant in the Championship. Going through a bit of a sticky spell at the moment, but they've got real good quality play, especially in the forward areas. They've got Charlie Austin, Hal Robson, Carnu. Obviously, they've got Grady Dean Garner, who's doing great for them, but obviously he can't play against us Saturday. Thank God for that, because he was going to score against us, didn't you? So luckily,
there's 2 reasons why he can't play now. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
and then Matt Phillips as well. And he's always been good at assist, Matt Phillips, even when he was at Queen's Park Rangers. So he'll be a threat. He scored a few goals as well. Got Sam Johnston in goal as well. Who's highly rated. So they've got this would be a real tough game. If we don't play like we can, then we'll get knocked out.
Absolutely, and you're absolutely right, mate. The Matt Phillips. We'll talk about the West Brom high goal scorers. We'll come on to the FA Cup results in a minute. Don't go all that far back, to be honest. I'm surprised we haven't played. Well, basically since 1980, we've played West Brom 4 times in the FA Cup. We've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 1. So, and as I say, that's just 1980. I normally do 6 comparative results. I'm not going the one before that was like 1963 or something. That's just way too far back. I'd like to try and keep it within my age range, to be honest with you. Charlie Austin is their highest goal scorer this season, understandable, but he's only got 8 goals and 1 assist with Charlie Austin. That's I was kind of, to be honest, given the amount of games he's played, I would have expected a little bit more from him.
I think he started off the season on the bench, but that's the thing about West Brom. They haven't. If you look at the top scorers in the Championship, there's hardly any of their players in the list. All the goals are spread throughout the side.
That's true.
Which makes them, in my opinion, more of a threat than someone who's they've just got one striker or a couple of strikers who bang the goals in themselves. It's shared around the team, so they're a threat from all angles, as we'll most likely see on Saturday.
Yeah, well, mate, please don't. I don't. Yeah, we'll come on to that in a minute. But yes, you say Matt Phillips has got 7 goals and 5 assists. The funny thing about Matt Phillips, when I think he was at QPR quite a few years ago. My first West Ham shirt that I bought when I was working for a company a few years ago. I had my surname Phillips on the back, with 6 on the number back, and a bloke who was a Reading supporter came up to me and said, "Please tell me you haven't signed Matt Phillips." I said, "No, mate." I said, "No, it's my surname. It's nothing to do with him." Where are we at? Robson Kanu, 7 goals, and Pereira's on 5 goals and 10 assists. Now, West Brom have drawn 3 and lost 2 of their last 5 Championship games, and still are top of the Championship, 1 point above Leeds. And Leeds themselves haven't had it as exactly easy either, for that matter. Losing was it 2-1 or 2-0 to QPR at the weekend as well. The interesting thing is, as we mentioned, hinted at a little bit earlier, mate, Grady Diangana seems like the reason why he went off very early in the Stoke game on Monday night was the fact that he looks like he's done his hamstring in or something. There's something going on there. But you're right. It's written in his loan agreement that he can't play us against us under any circumstances anyway. So it's a bit of a shame that Grady is out at the minute, because, to be honest, we could bloody use him at the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate.
Kieran Gibbs is out with a metatarsal fracture. I didn't even know he was playing at West Brom until I did the research for this. I hadn't heard from him for years. Now I understand why. And Matthias Pereira has been suspended for 3 games for that elbow challenge he did on, funny enough, West Ham target Joe Allen on Monday night. So those 3 are I can't. That was about the maximum I could find. If there's any West Brom fans watching, or any players for that matter, let us know if there are any other injuries on that side. Robson Kanu, centre back AJI, I think you pronounce that, and right back Furlong are all on 4 yellows. So could very well be interesting to see what happens with those 3, if any of those get booked. I wonder if Slav's going to risk it. But obviously, probably will do Robson Kanu. He's a bloody good player, but maybe the other 2. A few more people saying Benjamin Harshaw, long time no see, mate. Evening all, he's saying. Good to see him. He's been on here a few times. He was living in the States for a little while, and now he's back in the UK. Dark Aim is soon saying it again. Ghost ZPN. Hi John, just been thinking about my future with YouTube. I'm going to do a West Ham related channel. I'm guessing going to wait about 2 months so sort things out. But yeah, I dropped a like too. Thanks very much, mate. Much appreciated. I've got a funny feeling I know who this guy is, and if it is the same kid I'm thinking of, he did a really good channel 18 months ago. then change his strategy on things. But very, very good. I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy's doing. Right, so talking of which, because the majority of the people I want to talk about is actually in the chat at the minute. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Leo. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Dark Gamer. Thank you, Ghost, as well, for that matter, for joining me with the live stream last night for the watch along of the Leicester game. 4,100 odd views so far. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's the live watch along with seem to be getting the most views, and they're a good fun. It was good that how well that live stream went really cushioned the defeat last night. I was trying not to swear left, right, and centre, but we were having such a good time talking about it at the same time. And Nathan is back in as well. Nathan, thank you very much for joining in, mate. If we win this, it would probably be one of the best birthday presents. Yeah, he's 14, bless him, on Saturday. So I do hope that you get a decent birthday present there, Nathan. But yeah, to say thank you to everybody, and of course, more specifically to those that were in the chat last night and were pushed the channel up to 1,360 subscribers now. So thank you very much, guys. It really, really means a lot. And there's more people following on the Twitter, watching on Twitter, and also via Periscope as well. So guys, thank you very much for your support. It really, really means absolute lot. But for you guys that haven't subscribed and are watching, then by all means, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to get to know when new content is going up. Right, the meat and potatoes, mate. Turning to West Ham now. Your thoughts on the season?
Oh, I mean, to say I'm disappointed is a bit of an understatement, mate. Especially after the start of the season as well. We got to a pretty decent start, you know. At least, you know, European positions we were looking at, but I think the lack of squad depth, which was a fear of mine before the season even started, especially if we got a few injuries, has turned into fruition really. So the amount of injuries we've got, and we're lacking in so many areas. But this should have been sorted out in the summer, not having to wait till January to panic buy or combining in one apart from Randolph at the moment. So yeah, it's been incredibly disappointing. It always is when you have to sack a manager. But yes, no, shocking season, terrible. I didn't think it would get this bad, but hopefully, you know, Moyes and the players have got enough time to turn it around. But now, very, very disappointing.
Yeah, I agree, mate. And your thoughts on last night's 4-1 loss to Leicester?
Well, especially that first half was really disappointing. I think 2-0 actually flattered us, I've got to say. They only scored, Ricardo scored in stoppage time in the first half. I think, 2-0 flattered us. We had a little bit of a spell in the second half, you know, when Noble scored the penalty. Antonio come on at half time and he made a difference. We had that bit 10-15 minute spell where potentially you could have got an equaliser, but we didn't deserve anything from the game until Leicester, a far better team than us, as you can see in the league position. So I didn't expect to get anything, but to lose 4-1, it was disappointing. And there was hardly any. That's the thing, JP. There's hardly any positives. The only positive for me was Mikel Antonio. His performance, he played pretty well. But apart from that, I'm really struggling for positives, and that's the most disappointing thing.
Yeah, no, agreed, mate. I really, really hope that David Moyes has learnt about the formations now, because we've had 3 away games. Yeah. 3 games, and all 3 games we've gone 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1. It doesn't work. We've had flat back 4 for the home games, and we've got 4 points out of 2 games. Both myself and Marshy, when we did our predicted starting 11, we both went for the flat back 4. Slight spoiler alert for those waiting to hear about the starting 11. Both Bill and I again have gone for a flat back 4, but we'll come on to that in a little while. But I'm really starting to worry about things already now, in terms of, but I agree, the first half was absolutely abysmal. It was just ridiculous, to say the least. Allaire looked better when Antonio came on. Fornals playing superbly. So I was really impressed with Fornals. I've been impressed with him over the last couple of months, mate.
He's got to play every game, mate. I don't know why. I know we've had a busy Christmas New Year period, but he's got to play every game. Lanzini, I know Lanzini played well when David Moore was first in charge, but he's had bad injury. He looks an absolute shadow of the play. He's contributed. When he was subbed off, I didn't even know he was still on the pitch. Like, I'm not having a go at him because he didn't contribute anything. Nice little 5-yard passes every now and then, but I mean, you can do that, mate. Do you know what I mean? So he's not contributing. I mean, Fornal's got to play every game. And if Lanzini's going to get his fitness up, maybe bring him on 10, 20 minutes to go. But he's not ready, to last 90 minutes. And his form doesn't justify it either.
Definitely, mate. I completely agree. I completely agree with you. Where are we? Just there's a few little notes coming in. So Ben saying think some of our defence might be watching your watch along, mate. I can't disagree. They weren't watching the game, that's for sure. Phil Smith, oi Savaloy, how you doing, mate? We're good, man. Good, nice to see you again. He was on last night, and as I thought, yes, it's Harrison. He's thank you very much for that. That you've been happy for us getting to 4,200 views last night. It's really good. I'll say look out for his channel when it drops, because he does do some really good stuff. Harry Lane, loving the video so far. Thank you, Harry. Cheers, mate. Much appreciated. James Johnson, who again was on last night. Oh, all right, good to see you. Darren, WHU UFC, again, he was here last night. Brilliant. Thanks for coming back, mate. Much appreciated. What else is Harry saying? I hope Moyes isn't going to throw the cup. Only thing I'm looking forward to at the minute. Agreed, Harry, and we'll come on to that in a little while. Because where else? I'm not really sure what that means, Phil, but the rabbit. Is that a hint to your missus? Who knows? Neil from Down Under. My thoughts on the Leicester game is wrong selection and wrong formation. Yeah, agreed, Neil. We were talking about this. This is the Neil and I were talking about it a little bit when the team sheet dropped. But yeah, keep Lanzini off and put Antonio on with a less, says Nathan.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Leo's asking for attention again. Dark Gamer, we need to start Fornals over Lanzini. Yes, you're completely right, mate. Again, we were talking about that last night. We have a club who has crap players who don't care about winning. They are here for money. This is my thoughts and my family's. We have Noble, Fornals, Antonio Fabianski. That is who care about the club. Yeah, I would agree with you, Harry, mate. Definitely.
I'd argue along with those players, Rice and Snodgrass as well. But I wouldn't. But I think that's the problem with our club, and a lot of clubs in the Premier League are some of the players here there for the badge, or they're there for the money. And I think we've got about half and half, I'd say.
Well, to be honest, I'd counter that, mate. I'd say a third for the club and 2/3 for the money. Unfortunately, but yeah, you're right. It is a bit of a DOS one. Natalie Bisaki, thank you, Natalie. They're saying that I'm pissed off. She's also giving us an update on the Wolves-Liverpool game, and surprise, Wolves are losing, unfortunately. Where are we? Neil says, I'd start the FA Cup game against West Brom with a Jetty and a Lair up front, as we've really got nothing to lose, and it would be really good to see if they work well together. Again, Neil, as I said, we'll talk about the team sheet in a little while. So let's get back to the plans. Right. So earlier this morning, Lear Quip said that West Ham have made an inquiry about Payet, and I'm not joking. Within about 45 minutes of that story breaking, the club went straight to Sky and said, "Shut them up. There's no room. There's no truth in it whatsoever." And I for one, I'm very, very glad. If you haven't seen the photograph of him, he's looking more like Kevin Nolan now than he was 5 years ago.
Since he left us 3 years ago.
He's honestly he's getting a bit of a belly now in comparison. He's Marseille are sponsored by Uber Eats, who looks Payet certainly looks like he's been getting extra sponsorship. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So talking of wind-ups, now guys, I've got to unlike Nicky when he goes off on one, I've got to warn you that a rant is coming on this. All right. Just they completely stand by your ears. That's all I'm going to say for this at the minute. Reason being is because it was published on Claret and Hugh earlier today, and Gonzo's done a video about it on the Hammers Chat forum as well. That we are not able to get anyone in as it stands at the January transfer window at the moment because David Sullivan appears to be prepping for relegation and doesn't want to buy anybody in case we go down. Now this is a worry. So the loan to buy option he's trying it again. Clubs aren't interested, and players don't fancy coming in because of the position we're in the league, basically the relegation fight that we're in at the minute. I hate to say it, but we are. It's been coming for a while. Marshy and I, when we did the Leicester preview, we talked off broadcast, and he asked me if I think we're in a relegation scrap. I said it's looking likely. It's now bloody possible, no question, absolutely no question. The worrying thing is the fact that the club are putting up ridiculous loan deposits as a result to try and bring players in. Now, I am absolutely furious about this, not only just because of the fact of this, but when you couple this up with that we've only got one scout on the books, they're asking for volunteer scouts, they're asking agents to be scouts. This has relegation written completely all over it if we don't get anybody in within the next 9 days. No, so 8 days, I should say, 8 days, and it's really, really worrying. I am, like a lot of people, because I've been talking to a few other people over the last couple of days as well, and I'm nervous, mate. Bill, I am absolutely fucking shitting it that we are this close to relegation already. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think I said it even before the Leicester home game. We were in a relegation battle, and that was, a month or so ago, and we definitely are in it now, mate. Especially, it's got like, the 2002-2003 season all over again. We've got a talented squad, but injuries have picked up, and then players out of form, and then lack of confidence. You end up going, when you lose games, obviously you're not going to be confident, and then when you're down the bottom, like doesn't go your way as we've had to get Sheffield United with that disallowed goal in the last minute, things like that. So well, if we don't pick up, getting a point here and there is fine, but we're not going to get clear of relegation. We need to start stringing some wins together, which is, it's easy to say, if we win 3 or 4 matches in a row, we'll be mid-table. Look at Southampton. They were struggling, and look how well they're doing. But the reason you're near the bottom of the league is because you're not winning 3 or 4 matches in a row. Top sides can do it easily. Look at Liverpool and Man City ended last season. But they've got talented squad, talented players. If you're near the bottom, you're not getting those wins in a row. So we need to start doing it soon. Can't see it in the next couple of games, but that Brighton game next Saturday, I mean, it's a shame to say it, but it is the biggest game of our season.
As I said to a Spurs mate of mine at work, I said it's an 80-pointer. It's not a 6-pointer anymore. It's an 80-pointer. It's unbelievably big. So while we're talking about it, mate, as we talked about before we went live, I want to get your thoughts on what you realistically think is going to be the results from the next game. So obviously the first league one up. I mean, we'll obviously come to the prediction for the cup game as it stands at the minute. We'll come to towards the end of the video. But for now, Wednesday night, mate, Liverpool at home. What does your gut actually tell you is very possible?
Well, I think we'll lose. So for me, I think we'll lose, but I think we need to take some confidence out of it. We've got to give them a game. Because, as I said, the Brighton game is the more important one. So I think we'll lose, but hopefully we'll get something out.
Coming on to that, what do you think? What do you think the result could be for Brighton?
Well, I fancy us to get a win, but saying that, since Brighton got promoted, we haven't beaten them, have we? But I'd fancy us to beat them at home.
Yeah, that would be nice. So, Man City and Liverpool away. I take it we will class those as 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have
Sorry, Bill. What were you saying, mate?
No, just saying that. The City and Liverpool away games I can't I think there'll be heavy defeats. I think, unfortunately.
Yeah. Southampton at home at the end of February.
Well, that's a few weeks ago. I would have said an easy West Ham win, but they've picked up some good results recently. But last couple of seasons we've got some good results against them. When we obviously would have beat them early in the season, so I think we'll win that one.
All right, so coming into March, Arsenal away.
Yeah, I think we've got a pretty poor record away at Arsenal. Well, against Arsenal in general, really. So I think we'll lose that
one. Wolves at home, middle of March.
We'll have another great season, aren't they, Wolves? I'd obviously want to get a win, but I think realistically, I think a draw would be more of a realistic result.
Spurs away at the end, the last Saturday of the month, I should say.
Well, we beat them there in that game last season. But obviously, they beat us early in the season. So, but I don't know. I fancy us for a draw. I mean, they're not in great form, but in 2 months down the line, they might be in great form. But I fancy us for a draw.
Fair enough, mate. That sounds about right. Okay, so April, Chelsea at home.
I don't see why we couldn't get a result. I think it'd be tough. I think it'd be tough because they're better away from home. They prefer teams. They prefer to counter attack on teams. It seems to be so. I'm not sure about that one. I think we could get a win. We could get a win. But
I mean, Chelsea's for Chelsea. Just talking as a football neutral for a moment, for Chelsea, their season's been poor. For their standard, it has been poor. So Newcastle away up at St James's Park.
Well, again, we beat them there last season, but they beat us early in the season. We were abysmal against them. Should have been more than 3-2. I'd probably take a draw on that
one. Home to Burnley.
I'd fancy a win against them.
Away to Norwich.
Again, that's the thing. When you're down the bottom, we could easily lose all these matches. That's the thing. But we managed to pick up a couple of wins. These games might be a lot easier than what they look on paper. So. I don't know. I'd probably take a draw on that one.
Okay, so okay, and then heading into the last month of the season, so West Ham, Watford.
Well, I mean, again, a few weeks ago, I would have fancied beating Watford, but they've picked up some good results. But I mean, again, this is May. Anything can happen between now and then. But I'd fancy us at home.
Man United away, the penultimate game of the season.
I think we might lose that one.
And the last claret and blue derby of the season, Villa at home.
Well, that could be the one, mate. Win and we stay up, it might be. I don't think Villa are a great side, so I'd fancy us to win that one. But this is the thing, mate. When it comes to the last few games of the season, anything's possible. As we've had a couple of great escapes over the years, so these are so difficult to even predict now. But I think on the next couple of fixtures, obviously you've got Man City away, Liverpool away. They're difficult, but as we've seen, we've got some matches at home which I'd fancy us to get a win. But that's the thing: injuries, confidence, form. I have no idea what they'll be like in a few weeks' time. So.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got enough games,
and this is. But yeah, I mean, Bill, this is my worry, mate. I can't see anything more than 19 to 20 points out of that run, and that's the worry. As crazy as the season is looking, it could come down to 40 something, late 30s, early 40 points for to staying up or not. It could. I don't know.
That's the thing. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to come to as a pre-season again. We end up with 42 points. I mean, most seasons that pretty much keeps you up, even mid-table. But obviously that season it wasn't enough. And yeah, I think the only team that are being cut adrift a little bit is Norwich, but everyone else will bunch up next to each other. So you could be right, mate. It could be late 30s, early 40s. Just to stay out.
Yeah, or we could get two or three wins out of that, possibly back to back somewhere, and we're heading up to the mid-table because it's just it's crazy at the moment.
It's hard to call any of those at the moment, but
it is. Yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully we'll have enough.
But not to sound like a doom monger or anything like that. But if we don't get anybody in, I honestly do within the next 9 days, I do honestly think we're down. I really, really do. Because it's got the hallmarks of the 2010-2011 season written all over it. Players not caring, as Harrison alluded to earlier. Big players coming on big wages, not giving there's only a core of players that are actually trying to fight for it. And I am worried. I am so worried. It's unbelievable. I hate being this worried in January. I'm getting more and more grey hairs by the minute, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
next time I see you, mate, I might be grey. I might be completely grey by the next time I see you. The way things are going.
But I think you're right about what you're saying. Plus the injuries. We had a number of injuries that season. I mean, I'm sure you remember we had Ian Pearce play up front a few games that season. We needed him at centre back, and he's having to toil up front because of the injuries we had. So. Luckily, we've actually got strikers that are fit, but we haven't got many strikers in our squad in general, have we?
Well, we've got 2, really. It's literally Allaire and Ajeti. Everyone else is either out on loan or isn't good enough to come through yet.
That's the thing, JP. What I was saying about recruitment in the summer, we did buy players, but we got rid of them as well. Last season we had Arnautovic, Carroll, Hernandez, Perez. We've all played in the Premier League for a good few years, and we've ended up after the transfer window finished with 2 forwards in Hilaire and Jetty who've never played in this league before. So
exactly.
Whose idea that was? Whether it was boardroom level, Pellegrini, Hazilios. I don't know whose decision it was, but no, just
David Sullivan's, mate. Just putting it bluntly, it's David Sullivan's to bring the wages down because, like you said, we got rid of Carroll, we got rid of Perez, we got rid of Hernandez, we got rid of the Arnautovic. Whereas I don't care what anybody says, he's an attacking midfielder. He's never a striker. He was attacking midfielder. We got rid of 4 attacking options and brought in 2. And as you said, that people have never played in there before. That's the reason why we're going to go down this season. No other reasons for it. Defense is okay. Midfield is a little bit unbalanced, but it's always been like that. It's the attacking options. If Allaire gets injured, we are fucked. That's it. There's no end of it. We'll have to rely on Antonio up front, who's just returning from injury still, and the Yeti, who's trying to prove himself but not getting the game time. We're fucked, mate. Honestly, we are going to be fucked if anything happens to Allaire, and it's all down to David Sullivan. It's going to be all his fault. I've tried to be as relatively neutral as I can about the board because I've praised them when they've done stuff right, and I've absolutely fucking lambasted them when they've fucked about. And over the last 5 years, I've been more and more bored out as the weeks go on. But anyway, back to the FA Cup game. Snodgrass and Rice are on 4 yellows at the moment, and Ogbonna got booked last night, so he's now on 3 yellows. So there's a potential again we could lose either Snodgrass or Rice. Snodgrass very possibly, if he gets booked on Saturday, he'll have a 1-game suspension. I couldn't find any new details about any injuries, so I'm fine. Hopefully we should be all right over the next couple of days. Hopefully nothing's going to come up and nip us in the bud. Dark Game of 12 is saying, we need a goal scorer. Agreed. We need it. Personally, I think we need at least 2 just to bring it back into balance, much less anything else. Right, a controversial question I asked you before we went live, mate. What is more important to you, staying in the Premier League or having winning the FA Cup?
Well, normally, mate, I'd say win the FA Cup, but the way this season's gone, and you look at it's getting more difficult to get out of the Championship every season now. More every season it's getting even more difficult, and even sides like that Leeds, they got relegated, I think, about 15 years ago, something like that, and they're
Yeah.
still trying. And even they're second, they're still struggling to get out of the league. So I think on this occasion, I'd say stay in the league because, I mean, if we get relegated, it wouldn't be a surprise if we end up like Sunderland in League One. And that's probably taken a bit far, but no one
It's
said.
a possibility, mate. I agree.
No one
There's a
said, no one said
possibility.
Leeds would be in League One, or Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland now. Yeah, just the way the ownership problems, etc. So I think to answer your question, definitely stay in the league. But obviously, I want to do well in the FA Cup, win the FA Cup. But we could end up being like Wigan, win the FA Cup, to get relegated. And obviously, it'd be great to win it, but to get relegated, I think it'd be just an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster.
Agreed. And
stay in the league.
The worrying thing is, I was looking at League One this morning just to see how AFC Wimbledon are doing, because obviously we've got Nathan Trott out on loan over there, and Bolton are in the relegation in League One.
Ipswich, they're in League One.
Ipswich are in looking fighting for the playoffs by the looks of it, but Bolton are in the bottom three of League One, and that's a worry. And funny enough, Darren, who lives over in Thailand, asked me today to if I would do a video about teams that got relegated and how long it took them to get back up. It's a great idea, and I'm certainly starting to research. I'm certainly going to start doing the research on it. But yeah, seeing that Bolton are on the verge of going down to League Two, that's a big worry. But for me personally, I'd rather win the FA Cup than stay in the Premier League, because there's so much corruption. Not to say that the Championship is going to be even any better from that side of things, but I want to get my West Ham back. Everybody wants the old West Ham back. And the only way we can really do it, unfortunately, without the board selling up, is going down in the Championships, creaming all the players off that are just, clearly, as you said earlier, about that are there just purely for the money. Get players that want to actually play for the club, and just rebuild properly and be a lot smarter. But either way, I mean, basically, Bill, as you know, when we talked about it, we literally haven't won a cup since the day I was born, literally, because the day I was born was the last time we won the FA Cup. So from my point of view, I've always wanted to grow up watching West Ham win it. I've always wanted to do it. Of course, everybody else has as well, for that matter. But for me personally, because I was born on that day, it just makes it a little bit harder to take. But of course, don't get me wrong. I would prefer us to stay in the Premier League. Of course, I would. But but winning the FA Cup is more important, because as long as West Ham are trading, and are still West Ham for that matter, I'll be supporting them whether they're in Championship, League One, League Two,
absolutely,
whatever.
Yeah, I think if it was a case where we win the FA Cup, where we're guaranteed to get promoted in a season or two, I'd probably take that. But like we did before, relegated in 2003, 2 seasons, and under Allardyce it was 1 season. If it was a case like that, I'd probably go with that. But as I said, Leeds took them years, Nottingham Forest. There's a load of clubs who said, "Oh, we'll be back next season," and they haven't. So, if it was a case of, as I say, a season or two, they're guaranteed to get back, I'd probably go with that. But no guarantees in football, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to argue with you in any shape or form, mate. The difference is that I would rather see that embarrassment we saw last night in the Championship rather than in the Premier League. I'd rather see us play that way in the Championship rather than the Premier League, because it's just, as I say, I honestly don't care what league the club plays in. I really don't care. Yes, all right, you get the bragging rights over people, blah blah blah, but I've never been that sort of way, apart from Millwall supporter, of course. Every time I speak to the Millwall guys, but it's just literally, but in all seriousness, I don't care where the club plays, as long as the club is playing and playing well. That's all I care about. So if it's in the Championship for 6 or 7 seasons, so be it. Which is probably going to be the case if at any point, if we do get relegated, it's going to take a good few years for us to come back. But I'd rather have as I say, you look at Sheffield United. Now I know there's a lot of things around it when it comes to the fact that this is their first season, but that's the whole point. They won the Championship and they're knocking on the door for Europe next season as it stands, for the same way that Wolves did when they first came up as well. And this is the thing. That's what we need to be seeing as, if we're not gonna play at at the top level style football, we don't deserve to be in the top level tier. That's my opinion on it.
No, that's fair enough, mate. The thing with Wolves and Sheffield United, they've both got better managers than we have. We've got better players than we have. Sheffield United on paper, you wouldn't say you'd say our squad is better than theirs, but they work incredibly hard. Chris Wilder, he's done brilliantly. I think Halifax, Northampton, Oxford, he's done great throughout his career. They've worked really hard, as we've seen twice this season, and they've invested properly. So have Wolves, they've all, I think George Mendes probably helped, finding Portuguese players and so on, but they've find players to fit their system, and our recruitment, as we've touched on earlier, is rubbish. Hardly any scouting network to speak of, and we just seem to put square pegs in round holes, and there's no real clear philosophy from the top to the
which is why I'm thinking. Yeah, no, I agree, and that's the whole point, is the fact that we need players with guile and determination, and the only way you can do that is by forming a club in the team in the Championship. You can't do it in the Premier League because everybody wants more money than. I mean, obviously there's money available in the Championship as well, but there's more of a core of football, as football used to be, in the Championship than there is in the Premier League. Harry's saying if we go down, it would be terrible. Obviously, however, would it make that much of a difference? Financially, it would. We wouldn't sell as many tickets. We wouldn't get the TV money. Harry, that's not true. Leeds made about 40 odd million last season. I know it's not a huge amount, but we'd have about. I mean, last time when a club gets relegated, Sky and BT and other broadcasting networks around the world get more teams broadcast when they go down in the Championship, because they expect it to be good football and to come back up. But I agree. That's the problem. It's a no-win situation for the supporter base. It's a completely no-win situation. There are going to be people that want us to be in the Championship, and there are people that
we'd get parachute payments as well.
But they only kick in if you're down properly for 3 seasons. That's the thing. You can't. You have to be down for at least 2 seasons in order to get the installments. We hardly got anything when we bounced straight back up, because we got the playoff money and whatnot. So that's the thing. It's a weird rule behind it, but that's the thing. James Johnson asked, if we get relegated, do you think we would have to move stadium? No, James, we wouldn't. The only difference would be is the fact that the rent would be 1.25 million as opposed to the 2.5 that it currently is. That's it. So it's not going to make. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. Right. So look, right. Let's get round to talking about the starting 11, mate. So, Bill, do you want to kick off with 4 choice of words there? But do you want to kick off this section by talking about your starting 11 there, mate?
Yeah. Well, I'd keep changes to a minimum. We need to get some momentum back in our season. As I mentioned earlier, West Brom top of the Championship being a very, very difficult game. So, we need a win. We need some sort of confidence going into the Liverpool game, which would be obviously incredibly difficult. So, as you can see in the lineup I've selected, I've made hardly any changes whatsoever. I've tweaked the formation. We should go back to a flat back 4. Stick Masuaku forward.
Sorry to interject, mate, but for those that are actually listening rather than watching, do you want to talk through the starting 11?
Okay, yeah, sure. So yeah, Randolph in goal, Zabaleta, Ogbonna, Diop, Cresswell, back 4, midfield 4, Masuaku, Rice, Noble, Snodgrass, and then I'm going to drop Lanzini, play Fornals, and then play Hilaire up front. But to be honest, it wouldn't bother me at all if Fornals is on the right and then Ajeti starts up front along with Hilaire. But I certainly wouldn't start Lanzini. But yeah, that's the team formation I'd go with. As I said, we need to play a strong team, give it confidence in the players, I think.
Absolutely, yeah, and I agree with you. I've done a little. You've obviously gone for the one change. My one, I've gone for two, which is but pretty much exactly the same as yours, mate. Bar a couple of things. So yes, we've got Randolph in goal. Sorry, I've gone for three changes, I should say. So Randolph in goal, Zabaleta at right back, Cardoso alongside Diop and Creswell, but still a flat back four. Rice is the defensive midfielder. Snodgrass, Fornals, Dan Kemp as the attacking midfielder, and Ayeti and Allaire up front. Because I want us to go for this. I really, really want us to go for this. We are owed a bloody good game, as far as I'm concerned, and the only way to do it is do a kind of 4-3-3 style formation and just go out all guns blazing, because we want, a lot of people want us to go through the next round. I certainly want us to go through to the next round.
Yeah,
and after Leicester, we deserve something to talk about and to be happy about. And okay, the Everton game, yes, it was a game of two halves. Neither sides really deserved to win it, but your vlog was absolutely spot on, Bill, saying that it was a lost chance, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was, and that's what I'm saying. We after with all the shit that's going on around the club at the moment, I think we really need to just up at a level. Just go, look, we know we're listening to you. Let's go out and play a decent game. So, last part of the video now. Bill, do you want to give it your prediction for the game?
Yeah, I think West Ham will do enough. I think because West Brom have not been in the greatest of form in the league, although they're still top of the Championship. It'll be a very tough game, but I think I'll go with a 2-1 West Ham win.
That's exactly my thoughts. One of these days, I want to talk to somebody that's going to disagree with me.
we didn't agree before everyone says anything. We didn't go through this together.
Because I mean, Marshy to a degree said that he could see Leicester being a point, and I said it's a good shout, but I reckon it was going to be a 2-1 loss. I knew we were going to lose it. I said, in actual fact, I said a tight 2-1 loss. Boy, was I wrong. But as they being 2-0 down at half time. But got Neil's saying I'd play 4-4-2. Randolph, Creswell, Ogbonna, Balbuena, Diop. Diop at right back. Interesting, Neil. I can see that thinking, actually. Yeah, not bad. Lanzini, Rice, Fornals, Antonio, and Ayeti and Allaire. So we basically seem to, everybody's I've seen on a few tweets as well, that everyone's saying, just do two up front properly right from the start. Nathan is saying I go 3-2 West Ham. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, the thing about Antonio. Sorry, JP, just
no, go for
Antonio, I wouldn't. The reason I've not started him is because he just come on against Leicester, and we don't want him, because if he stays fit for the rest of the season, I believe he'll stay up. If he gets injured or misses a few games, I think we're going to really struggle. We need his pace and power up front. So I'm not going to risk him from the start against West Brom. I'd be happy if he come on in the second half for 30 minutes or even for the 45 that he did against Leicester last night. But I certainly wouldn't start him. It's too early to have him from the start, I believe.
Yeah, no, agreed, mate. As I say, because as we talked about earlier, and as you just said just now, he's coming back from injury. And as I say, if we have any problems with Allaire as well, I mean, Allaire has to start for me on Saturday, because at the end of the day, he has to prove himself to the fan base that he wants to play football. Because the only way to do that is, like you say, have someone starting alongside him, and Antonio is the perfect one for it. I honestly think that. But when Ayeti came on with about 10 minutes to go for in the Everton game, Allaire just woke up because he had somebody alongside to play with him. So
it was last night as well.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the point. It's the fact that if we not to use the old cliche, but if we all can see it, how the bloody hell can the manager not? I've said this about Bilic. I said this about Allardyce. I said it about Pellegrini as well. It has to be instruction from up top. It has to be. There's no other logical reason why all the managers are doing exactly the same stupid decisions a lot of the time. It has to be instruction on about their appearances and their contracts and all that sort of stuff, and that's really worries me. It really does. But guys, thank you very much for joining in with the conversations as always. Bill, thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you again.
Appreciate it.
But guys, as I said, for those still sticking about, by all means, please go and subscribe to the Garage Football. There's the link in the description below. Of course, guys, if you're liking this video, then please click the like button, because the more likes this video gets, the more that it is advertised on the channel as well. But by all means, please go and support Bill's channel as well. It is honestly, you won't forget, you won't regret it. It really is good. I like watching the content you guys do. By all means, guys, for those that are watching the replay of it, put your comments in the comment section below as always, and please share this content on any social media platform you wish, to try to hope to introduce the channel to people that aren't aware of it yet, because I guarantee there's a lot of people out there that will probably enjoy this and just don't know the channel exists yet. So in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you at some point on Saturday night to go through the reaction video. Thanks very much, Mike. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for popping on, mate.
Thanks a lot, JP. See ya.
All the best, guys. Good night.